I'm trying to think of what exactly to call this. But it depends on the complexity of the circuit and what you do with it. That will determine the outcome of what you created. It's going to be, I did the same concept but with repeaters, doing kind of a manual layout relay system where if you had a micro circuit, integrated circuit, you know, a microchip, and it performed a whole bunch of functions, then you wanted to recreate that, you would lay it out with like rudimentary components and create all the logic gates and like, you know, if you had a transistor, well, you could recreate that transistor with like circuitry and components instead, because a transistor is what IC, integrated circuit. Anyway, let me build a thing right here. What it's going to do, I'm going to have a button. I'm going to start with a short pulse, because it's just always easier as a control pulse to send a 1-tick pulse. So I'm going to send that 1-tick pulse, and what I want it to do is using like these latch gates, or like the on-off inverted. I want to use these and every time you trigger one of these and the signal is traveling this way to invert this one, when you do that, the pulse signal starts here, engages that, travels to here, engages that. Every time that happens, I think it says that, from my understanding, each torch introduces 1 tick of delay. The block does not introduce any, and the redstone does not introduce any delay. Let's experiment real quick. You have a piston right there, right? Okay. It might be hard to tell. Maybe if I do this. See what this looks like. Okay. Looking at the delay from the time I hit the button till the time it engages and lights up. Alright. So what if instead of that, it was just a redstone line? Because the redstone line all lights up at the same time. The redstone signal doesn't travel like along. So therefore, logically, that means if I introduce delay here, this should fire before the bottom, even though it's farther away. It might not be dramatic enough of an effect on this small of a scale to register, but we'll see. The bottom one looks like it went first. Or is it? Did the top one go first? Yep, you see, the top one went first. Yeah. So yeah, obviously if you make a scroller like I did in the last video, I think, or 2 videos or 3 ago or something, I make a short pulse input, 1 tick pulse input into this little system. And you know, when you do that into a torch loop like that, you just put block, torch, redstone, block, torch, on, off, and you connect it so it's continuous on, off, alternating. You know, it'll go in a loop, and you can put lights, and it'll be like a scroller. So same idea. So the whole point of the whole video right now, my idea was that, well, I could use that like to create an encoder. So if I have a control panel here, so it's like this, right? And then I have buttons on. Oh yeah, I can put them on here. It's fine. So I have buttons on here, and then I could label these. I have a video of, like I said, I built a huge computer circuit with a whole bunch of repeaters, like an integrated circuit, all spread out components. So these will each have a sign, and it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When you press number 1, it will flash a lamp 1 time. So that is sending into a system a pulse of like one, I think it was 1 tick, but it's like an isolated pulse where it'll pulse this 1 time from the same control panel. Imagine there's a wall here, or actually I had it lit up, the lights 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, each one corresponds to there, but you can connect them all to one output. And if you reverse it, you could have, you know, 1 input, however many times you press it, you'd have to configure it to engage each one. But the way it would be here, if I press number 2, it will flash a light 2 times. So it's sending a pulse like how a computer would do. You go from here to like an encoder, and then out comes a number. And so with these buttons, I can create any number. So if I sent channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, each one to its own pathways on a big LCD screen, like LED, you know, like digital, like numbers. Like this would light up like digital number 1. The next one would light up like digital number 2. That's a 2. This is what a 3 looks like. You know, on the screen, each channel would correspond to that. So it's like encoding. So what I was thinking, it would be cool. Let me start over here. Just to do this. Well, start with a button. I wanted to have a feedback loop. So when I press that, it turns off. I have this. Okay, and that's my signal path. Right. Okay, so if that is the case, that means I should be able to take this, maybe, I don't know if this, well, yeah, okay, here, take it from the torch. The torch connects to that. I'm going to take it from here, create another signal pathway. So we got that much delay. It's off. I'm going to turn it. So that's another little piece of delay to the circuit. and that's on. Well, I guess I will do this. That's off. And it's on. Yeah, okay. Can always optimize the spacing and everything, but this is pretty optimized already because you have to turn here. You have to come out of here. You have to go into here. You have to come off of this. That's probably, yeah. So we should get one pulse that goes to here like it just did, and it'll light up. It might not turn off in time, though. That's the only problem. That's why I wanted to send a short pulse. We'll try, though. You know what I could do? That'll be better. I could flick it real quick. Send a real quick pulse. So it should travel there. And as it's getting to that one and that one, it's, hey, what's up, dude? Her, get out of here. What are you doing, man? You're in the shot. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. This film costs a lot of fucking money. It's like, come on, man. Get out of here, bro. You trigger it. This guy's curious, man. He wants to learn about redstone machines. He's sick of farming. Look, what did he do? This guy established his own farm over here? Whoa, what a champion. Look at this guy. I didn't know he would do that. I gave him a bed and a workstation because he was alone out here in the world. I generated him somewhere and he escaped. So I gave him a little bit of farmland, and look what he's done. What a champion, this man. What an industrious individual. Hello, sir. What do you have? Oh, okay. Good job, buddy. Let me try your potatoes, sir. These look delicious, thank you. I'll give you money someday for that potato I took from you. So the pulse gets here and here at the same time. Then when it gets to this piece of redstone and lights that up, it's getting to that piece of redstone and turning that off. Then that should turn off while this is unpowering or powering this. And then if it turned off when that was on, that'll turn off and this will turn on. Like I said, it might not be enough time, but that's how this is supposed to work. Since each of these pieces introduces a piece of delay, you have 1, 2, boom, it gets to there, then you make an outward loop where it already traveled there. You're starting at the same source, so it branches out, and each one successively has to travel farther and farther to complete the loop to reach the same end channel pathway. You see? That should make sense. So let's try. Let's see if it works. When I flick it real fast, it should light this way, light up, then it should delay and go around. But like I said, this might have to be longer and this might have to be shorter interval of the time that it's actually on in order to turn off to give it enough time to turn on again. Which, when I do a short pulse, it'll be a short flash instead of on, off. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, see? It worked. It worked. It's a little too fast, like I thought. See, I never know if that'll work because the redstone doesn't point into it, and a lot of times it won't power the block in bedrock. It's the way it is. It's silly sometimes. So if I do this, yeah, see, I don't know, sussy baka. I gotta do fucking this. Alright, that should maybe work. Let's see. Oh, I'm so lazy. Yeah, it worked. Here you go, 1, 2. Very cool. So, I could do 3 then, alright? So what would I use for the basis of, well, this much timing, that pulse happens, then you want this much to happen before it triggers again. And for that loop, you want the same loop. So you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before it gets there. I think. See, but this wouldn't be designed like this. That's the only thing. The control will be wired like, it would be wired more like this. Like, you'd have your input, and then you'll have that, and then you'll have a bus. You know, like 10 of them, like that, connected. And like each one of these is has its own signal path. This one will be short, and then it'll have the output that way. So when you hit the one input, it goes to every single one in succession, whatever. And number 1, boom, hits the output. Number 2 has to travel through a loop, then hit the output. As number 3 is traveling through its loop, which is longer, etc. So it makes a big square. So the longest one has to be like the length of like that width. So it's like 10 wide over this way. That's why I was making repeaters with it before, making it with repeaters. So yeah, when you hit that trigger, it hits each one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And, you know, number 1 goes 1, number 2 goes 1, 2, hits it, etc. So that's how it'll be wired. But right here, I have them just kind of splitting off. We can still show it. Concept. Take it out of here, add 5. Or, I don't know. Yeah, I'll play with like the optimization, then I'll think about, once I see the concept works, I'll think about the layout more. So if I add 1, two, fucker, 2, alright, 3, and then 4, this would be 5, and it'll be turned off. I think that'll work. And see, it's already starting to look really cool and interesting, and it's like logic circuity. Very cool. So imagine a big complex one of these with 10, you know, modules all laid out like this. All made of redstone torches, no repeaters. Big delay system, encoder thing. So check it out. Ready? Let's see. It should light up 3 times. Uh-oh. Is it wired up correctly? Maybe it's not enough time? Yeah, I think it's not enough. It might need 1 more for 2 more. Oh, maybe each one has to have more than the last. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. I didn't think about that. Because, yeah, you need to add an exponent. Exponential, it's not add 1 each time. If the first layer had a certain amount, the next one has to have like 2 more. 2 more. So let's see. If I add that, 1, and then I just did 1. I'll turn it like I did the other one. Yeah, 2 more. So 1, 2. Yeah, now it should work. It wasn't proper. Now it should work. Almost. Maybe it needs more? I don't know. I'll just add 1 more. You know? Alright, let's see this. See this. This should do it. What is... It's very weird. Maybe it's interfering. I don't know. Now this other one's broken? What happened? I'm very confused. Should be 1, 2. This other one is ridiculously long and makes no sense. Something weird. It doesn't turn off or something. I don't know, maybe this guy's fucking it up. What are you doing over here, buddy? Very strange. I don't get it. Hey, there it goes, 3. Maybe it's just glitchy. You can see how it travels down the system. It propagates like one, then the other, then the other. So I'll think about it, and I'll probably design one of these that's like, yeah, like the first one be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the grass blends in with itself. Can't see the squares. So 10 of these. Then you get into issues of like, man, each one of these might need its own short pulse input. And because I'm not using repeaters, to see how well I connect, because this is gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I mean I could do it in the middle. That should be able to trigger everything. 5 and 5, right? Yeah, so the input be here. And you'll have 1, 2, 3, no. 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 Fucking hell. Is that right? The heck? Oh. Might help if you connect them. So yeah, say this will be number 1, right? Put this here temporarily, just to like signify that's the output going that way. And yeah, the outputs have to combine. So you split it here, and then everything has to combine into one. One pulse splits into all these, gets encoded pretty much, and then recombines to the same output source, like I was saying. So that'll be 1. Then 2 would be like, well, if that's 1, each time you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 2 of these. So it's, that's half, that's half. So this is 1. So this would be 1. 1.5. 2. And that'll be an output this way. Just to signify it, that's like a visual aid. So yeah, 1, then 2. And see, as these get longer, it might get overly complicated and just impossible, because this has to reconnect to the same thing. This has to be short enough and reach so the power is full, because if I use one of these as a repeater, then you have to incorporate that extra tick into every slice. And if you do that for one, you have to do it for every single one, and that it gets insane. There's the idea. I'm gonna think about it and mess with it a little more. Well, let's see what happens right here. If anything, if it works. I saw, yeah, it goes here, then there, but it's real fast. For this delay to be valid, I might have to think of this. Well, I mean, I might have to not just double it. Might have to be 3 or 4 of them for it to space out the flashing. And those are the technicalities that you work out later on. Yeah, there you go. Very interesting, very cool stuff. I'm going to go build a computer in survival Minecraft in my 1.20 world. And I'm going to make some logic gates out of redstone torches. Yeah, what do you think of that? It's fucking programmer shit. Yeah, MLG shit. Subscribe to my channel. It's a channel, Minecraft channel. It's chat, Come on, chat. What the fuck? Watch me on YouTube. You're at the end of the videos. Just fucking subscribe, like the smash button and fucking, do all the things, share, and nobody does all that. But hey, just fucking come back to the channel, and, subscribe, hit the bell, hit it. Don't make me come find you. What does Fit MC say? I don't know. He threatens you. He's not. He's just joking, but not really. Oh yeah. Cool. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.